Can you imagine living in fear that everything you've worked so hard for can be taken away and your life can be uprooted in the blink of an eye? This is the reality for so many people living in the United States undocumented. With millions of undocumented immigrants living in the United States, there needs to be more attainable pathways to citizenship. My husband is a Mexican immigrant, and after seeing how difficult it was for him to pursue his dream of becoming a citizen, I have very strong feelings about illegal immigration. But first I want to tell you about some of the issues that undocumented immigrants face while living in the United States. Then I'll cover what is being done and what else can help with these issues. And finally, I'll talk about how these changes can benefit not only immigrants, but everyone living in the United States. Let me begin by telling you about some of the issues that undocumented immigrants face while living in the United States. Do it the right way. I think this is a phase that most of us have heard, especially over the last several years when illegal immigration has been such a huge topic for Americans. But what is the right way for people who were brought to this country as children and had no say in the matter, as they're now forced to jump through loopholes just to live a normal life? According to Val Ellicott in his 2020 article titled Immigration Policy, there are nearly 700,000 dreamers living in the United States. Under DACA, they are protected from deportation, but there's still no pathway to citizenship for them. So these dreamers who strengthen our economy are living in limbo, where they are afforded some protections but have to pay fees and follow certain rules just to stay here, and there is still no option for citizenship. Many undocumented immigrants live every day in fear of deportation just for doing the same things that you and I do every day without a single thought, such as working, driving, and traveling to visit family. In the United States, most undocumented immigrants are not legally authorized to work. This causes many of them to work as contractors without any real benefits. So they're forced to pay taxes, but can never receive any government benefits such as Social Security and Medicare. The National Conference of State Legislatures states that only 16 states and the District of Columbia allow undocumented immigrants to obtain a driver's license. So in most states, undocumented immigrants are relying on public transportation, asking for rides from friends and family, or risking driving illegally. Immigrants come to this country in search for a better life, oftentimes leaving their loved ones behind in their home country. If they're here illegally, they're not able to travel back to their country to visit them. So oftentimes they can spend years without seeing their family, just waiting for the possibility to obtain a green card or get citizenship. Now let's talk about what is currently being done to help undocumented immigrants get legal status and live a normal life. President Biden is trying very hard to reverse some of the immigration changes that have been put in place by the previous administration. Val Ellicott explained in his 2021 article titled Immigration Overhaul, many of Trump's hundreds of immigration policy changes are so deeply woven into the federal bureaucracy that it could take years to undo them. One of the first things that Biden did as president was stop the building of the wall on the Mexico border. He also got rid of the ban on new green cards, and he ensured that dreamers would remain shielded from deportation under the Deferred Action Program DACA. Biden has proposed legislation allowing dreamers to apply for citizenship after only 3 years and creates an 8-year pathway to citizenship for millions of other immigrants. Although Biden's main goal for providing more pathways to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, Biden's main goals in his immigration policy is to provide more pathways to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, it's not going to be easy. This is going to be a very tough, drawn-out process due to the highly divided Congress. Republicans seem to worry that by providing paths to citizenship for undocumented immigrants, the United States will see an increase in illegal immigration, which is already at an all-time high. Finally, I want to tell you about how these policy changes can benefit everyone in the United States. First and foremost, with increased pathways to citizenship, undocumented immigrants can stop living in fear of deportation and being separated from the life they've come to know. When dreamers are finally able to become citizens, they will be able to receive the same benefits and rights as natural-born citizens. They will be able to vote. They will be able to contribute even more to society and help make a difference in the country that they have worked so hard to be a part of. They'll be able to apply for financial aid, which will allow them to get a better education, make more money, and in turn, help their future generations have better opportunities from the start. They'll be able to support their family. They will be able to ensure that their family will not end up relying on government support if they're not there. Companies in the United States will also benefit by a more diverse workforce with all different types of life. According to Micheline Maynard in her 2017 article titled Immigration and the Economy, our nation, that our 42 million immigrants are more likely to start businesses than native-born citizens. As a result, immigrants represent 18% of all small business owners, but only about 13% of the population. Immigration fuels the economy, so it's about time that undocumented immigrants are able to finally receive Social Security after all these years of paying taxes and paying into Social Security. To conclude, illegal immigration is a huge problem for the United States that can't be fixed overnight, but hopefully we can start by allowing hardworking, undocumented immigrants the opportunity to apply and gain citizenship. So first I told you about some of the issues that undocumented immigrants face while living in the United States. Then I told you about some things that are being done to help these issues. And finally, I told you about how these changes can benefit the United States. We need to call on Congress to finally work together and do what's right for this country by passing an immigration reform that we've been waiting on for years. Immigrants are here to stay, and I want to live in a world where everyone has the opportunity to pursue their dreams of living a better life.